Hey girls, it's Wednesday! I had a surprisingly difficult time trying to figure out my 5 places that I was going to talk about today. I've been to a lot of really cool places and I feel like I've seen quite a bit in the States, but there aren't a lot of places that are really specific that have a lot of meaning personally. But I think I found 5, so we're gonna go with this and see how it goes. So the first place I want to talk about is in my hometown of Blooming Prairie, Minnesota, which is a tiny little town that I went to high school in. And the place is the bakery, which is our hometown bakery. It's owned and operated by one of the town people. And I actually worked there. It was my first job, was working there. But it's really great because all of the pastries and the bread that they use for the sandwiches, if you come in for a sandwich for lunch, all of that is homemade by the guy who runs the bakery, who's a really, really nice guy. The second place that I want to talk about is on my college campus in Indianola, Iowa, and that is the Blank Performing Arts Center, which is the campus theater, and the place that I spent probably good 90% of my time during my 4 years of college. I pretty much lived there. So obviously the building has a special significance to me because I spent so much time there. I had a lot of really interesting experiences there. I learned so much there, and I just had a blast working on shows and even doing homework there, doing projects and writing papers all night and all of that good stuff. My third place then is probably the one that was the hardest to choose. I wanted to pick someplace in the Twin Cities, which is where I'm living right now. There are so many places up here that I love that it was really hard for me to pick just one. So I decided to go with food because we all love food. So my third place is the Bulldog in Lower Town, which is in St. Paul. I love the Bulldog, first of all, because they have fantastic food. I usually get mini corn dogs and tater tots, which are both on the appetizer menu, and so good. And they have different seasonings that you can order on your tater tots or on your french fries or whatever. I usually get mine plain, but they have garlic that you could do, or there's a Cajun spice, lots of different things like that. But they're so good. But I also really love the place because of the atmosphere. There are a couple other Bulldog bars in the Twin Cities. I have never actually been to any of the other ones, but from what I hear, the one in Lower Town is a lot different than any of the other ones, which is probably why I like it. It's really chill. It's a younger crowd that goes there, but it's not the the obnoxious college kid crowd. It's young adults who just want to go and chill and not, be obnoxious, I guess. So that's what I really like about it, is that it's just really chill and you can just go and relax and not be bothered by a million people there and eat some really great food. My next 2 places then are places that I have to travel a long way to get to, and they're both places that I've only been to once, but would love to go back again. So the fourth place then that I want to talk about is the Globe Theatre in London. I went on a trip my sophomore year of college for May term. We went over there. It was a theater trip. We went to a bunch of different shows and had some tours of different theaters. It was the best trip I have ever taken. And of course, being a theater trip, one of the places that we went to was the Globe, which was awesome. When we got there, we had this like acting session thing with one of the actors who's in the show, and then we, you know, got to go in and see the theater, and then we came back, like we went and had lunch and then came back and saw King Lear actually in the Globe Theater, and it was one of the coolest experiences of my life because that theater is such an important part of theater history, and just being there and seeing a Shakespeare show being done in the Globe Theater was just kind of surreal and really, really exciting. And I would love to go back and see another show there. And then the last place that I want to talk about is the Elephant House, which is a coffee shop in Edinburgh, Scotland, also known as the birthplace of Harry Potter. It is the coffee shop that J.K. Rowling started writing the Harry Potter books in. So on this trip that I went on, we also went to Edinburgh, and as a huge Harry Potter nerd, the very first day that we were there, after we got done with our required tours and whatever, 3 of my friends and I were like, let's go right now. And we went to the Elephant House and we had some pizza, which was really good, and took pictures of all of the Harry Potter stuff that's all over the walls. And it was just a really inspiring place for me to be. Like, being in this place where one of my idols spent so many hours writing this book that I love so much. So that concludes my top 5 places that I have been and would like to return to again and again and again and again. And that's pretty much all I have for today. So, Sarah, I'll see you tomorrow.